Hello everybody, Caden here today with another episode of our Jurassic World Reborn series, and today we are finishing up our little desert mesa area that we started last episode with the Postosuchus by adding in, it was actually kind of funny, I think a couple of people guessed this from the last episode, but Herrerasaurus is the other animal I am throwing over here, and I think this exhibit actually turned out slightly better than the last one. Mostly because I think I had a bit more fun with this one and just decided to go for a bit more of a crazy, well, I wouldn't say crazy idea because it still kind of looks like, the dinosaur exhibits we've been doing for this zoo. So, it still fits with the theme. But I had a bit more fun designing the whole terracotta and mesa look and did some interesting stuff with the terrain. Basically, part of it, I basically just tried to remake a Tarbosaurus exhibit I made in Prehistoric Kingdom, which is actually a video on the channel if you want to go check that out. But yeah, I'm really happy with this build. I think it turns out pretty well. I think the stripes of color worked out a lot better for this one, and the general shape of the exhibit's a bit more interesting. I definitely think it should have been made a bit bigger, mostly just because, as with everything in this mod, the dinosaurs are absolutely just gigantic, and this Herrerasaurus is about the size of like a Fossils and Archaeology Allosaur, so I didn't add enough space in. But I think it turns out all right in the end. I'm pretty happy with the overall build. I really love the Herrerasaurus. It looks really nice. It's very colorful, which is kind of my thing with dinosaur mods and games. I like when they are, well, not like garishly colorful, not like, like neon colors, because that's a bit over the top. But I like some colorful dinosaurs, so I was pretty happy with how this one turned out. We don't finish or really work on the walkway all that much for this build, mostly because I think I'm going to redesign the whole thing for our world download thingamabobber we do somewhere down the line, just because I don't think this design looks all that great and it doesn't translate very well to the weird way I've made these paths. So instead what we're going to do is just kind of figure out some new design. I don't know what yet exactly. I'll get there when I get there probably. So yeah, but anyway, overall the build's pretty good. I think the rock work for this one just looks way nicer. I think I got that kind of mesa. Well, it's kind of funny, and I mean, I feel like it's one of those things where if you live near the terrain that you're trying to build in a game, you kind of have an easier time with it because you know what it's supposed to look like. And I feel like that's why this episode and the last one were kind of a bit easier in a way, because I see this kind of terrain where I live, so I'm like, oh yeah, this is what it should look like how the rocks are kind of cut and all this stuff. There's a few areas here and there for this build that I don't think really turned out super great, or that I would have liked to have spent maybe an extra minute on, but I don't want to I don't want to make like a 6-hour video of me just trying to make a perfect canyon. But anyway, I think this turns out really well. I'm really happy with this, mostly because of the color, and well, you'll see. So like last episode, we just did basic like straight stripes of, one or two color, or what is it? We had 4 colors, I guess, of different terracotta. We have the same 4 colors brought over here, but I did a bit more variation with them, kind of got them rising and lowering in certain areas, and some of them kind of mixed together, and it was really cool looking, or at least I think it's really cool looking. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Pretty happy with that indeed. Anyway, we're just kind of it's kind of funny commentating over these sometimes, and I'm sure I've mentioned this before. It's just me building a rock, like a bunch of rock walls or clay or something like that, and there's not always tons to talk about when I get there. So I guess we could just talk about Reborn. So I think next episode, and I know I've already mentioned this in the showcase, but I'm thinking for next episode we'll probably be doing like Brachiosaurus or Gigantosaurus or one of the Ice Age creatures. I don't know which one. Or maybe we'll do 2. Who knows? Maybe we'll do a combo episode and get both the last Ice Age animals I want to get in one video. Like this was kind of supposed to be with the Herrerasaurus and Postosuchus. But yeah, I think that should be pretty good. I've got some ideas for all 3 of those builds. So hopefully those will all turn out well. We'll get something cool going with those. And from there, I'm not really sure what else we'll do. I have been contemplating doing an aviary of some sort, but I feel like that's a bit of a hard, well, not a hard build, bit of an easy build. Like that's a build that's too easy to kind of like, well, I mean, I'm in creative mode, so saying cheat on doesn't really make much sense, I guess. But, I can just use World Edit to make a giant sphere and then just fill it with pterosaurs. So it's like, do I really want to do an aviary with this, like, there's not much challenge or anything really all that innovative I feel like I can do with it. Plus, you know, I don't really want to build a super complicated build by hand because, well, I mean, if you've seen the size of the animals in this mod, you know building a really nice complicated aviary is gonna be like probably like a 6-hour build, you know, to try and make something really cool. So yeah, not super sure what we'll be doing in that regard, but yeah, I think everything here is turning out pretty well. And yeah, maybe we'll do an aviary. You guys can let me know in the comments down below if you'd like to see an aviary project of some sort. And I will consider doing it. I mean, I guess I could do something kind of like the Microraptor, but that wouldn't work with the big ones. Maybe I could do that with the Morphodon. Who knows? We'll find out, you know. Although, is there a Quetzal? I'm pretty sure there's a Hatzegopteryx in this mod. Is there? Or is there a different pterosaur I'm thinking of? It's one of the really big giraffe-like pterosaurs. Although, if it can fly in this mod, it won't work. I was gonna say, because I don't think Hatzegopteryx is thought to have been able to fly. Like, it was mostly just a ground predator, which is a really cool idea, and I've got a really cool exhibit build then, if that's the case. Like, if that's the case. Ooh, I've got actually a wonderful exhibit idea. So you know what? I'll look into that project and see if we can get something done there. Anyway, yeah, you can just see what I'm doing right now with the terracotta. Basically, I just was like, hey, let's, in a random spawn, let's just raise the clay color up 1 and down 1 and to kind of see what happens, and I think it turned out pretty good. You guys will see in the final showcase, but I'm pretty happy with that build overall. But yeah. Anyway, I don't really have too much else to say, so I'm gonna let the rest of the time lapse play out, and I will catch back up with you guys at the end to show off the final build, show off the dinosaur, and yeah, just cover everything else. So see you in just a second. All right, everybody, and here we are with the exhibit. Now, I didn't finish the whole patio area, mostly because I think I'm going to redesign it along with the Postosuchus's one, just because I don't think they look great. I want a new sort of awning design. I want a new wall design. I want everything to look a bit nicer, and I think I'm going to try and come up with that sometime before the World Tour. So, yeah, not really biggest concern for me at the moment, but here we have our lovely Herrerasaurus exhibit. Now I was gonna spawn a second one in, but these guys are massive. Like, it just kind of makes me laugh sometimes with Reborn, because I mean this thing is about the size of an Allosaurus from Fossils and Archaeology, so you know it's kind of hard to make a proper exhibit for it, but yeah, I think it looks pretty cool. I really love the exhibit. I think the terracotta turned out a lot better this time than it did in the previous one, and I might actually take some of this kind of like variant stuff and move it over here, because I think that'll look a lot nicer, and hopefully at least, and kind of make the whole thing a bit better. But I have to say, I love the patterning on this thing. It looks fantastic. It's really colorful. I quite like that. I like that, especially the blue on the muzzle there. I think that's really cool looking. But yeah, that is the overall build. I really love this archway. I was originally gonna bring another one like over here and potentially a third one to there. Basically, if you've seen the Prehistoric Kingdom videos I made a while back, speaking of which, there probably is more Prehistoric Kingdom coming soon. I just kind of need to finish some plans with that, but If you've seen the Tarbosaurus exhibit I built in that game, that is kind of what I was gonna go for here, because in that exhibit we have like these I don't remember if it was two or three big arches coming between this main rock wall and a smaller centerpiece rock, and I thought that looked really cool, and it would be something that would just be a lot of fun to kind of bring into this game and kind of see if we could implement that well. But anyway, I'm pretty happy with this whole mesa area we've kind of worked on. I think it's really cool, and it's been fun to do another themed, like biome themed build, since the last one we did was the swamp exhibits, and that was ages ago now, so it's a lot of fun to just kind of hop in here. I don't really think we have any more mesa dinosaurs though, or desert dinosaurs we're really gonna do, although I guess only one of them's a dinosaur. But this was a lot of fun. This was a great little just foray into a different little build style, and I'm pretty happy with how it's turned out. Next episode, I am not quite sure. I'm thinking we're either going to do something insane and probably do like one of the sauropods. The sauropod, maybe the Giganotosaurus, maybe what was the other one? Terrorbirds, possibly, or Hyenodon. I'm not sure, so let me know in the comments down below what you guys would like to see for next episode. Pretty excited to kind of see what we can come up with, what cool builds we can do. And yeah, anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you've all enjoyed, and until next time, guys, see ya.